Okay, the last part in this chapter, business environment chapter, is SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? Now, we all know that an organization has two environment or is affected by two environment. One is the internal environment and one is the external environment. And I told you that the internal environment poses strength or weakness, and the external environment offers opportunities or threats. Okay, strength and weakness and opportunities and threat. Like as I told you, as human beings also, we have some internal strengths and weakness, and in our external environment we get opportunities. We can either tap into opportunities or we are exposed to threats. So now what are the strengths? What does S means? SWOT is an acronym for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. While the strengths and weakness can be identified, how can the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat be identified? It can be identified by carefully studying the micro and various macro environment factors. And now coming to S, what is S? Your strength stands for inherent capability, which a company can use, to get strategic advantage over its competitors. Now, for example, if I talk about the iron and steel company, all the iron and steel companies are located here, mostly in this belt, Jharkhand, Odisha. Why? Because what is the strategic advantage of setting the plants here? Because the mines are nearer. Transportation costs will be less. Now, what is the strategic environment for all the IT companies to set up in Bangalore? Because the other IT companies, it's an IT hub. So it's very easy to get offices in Bangalore. So firms want to locate in place where the other competitors are already there, so that they might not lose their customers to their competitors. So that is one strength. Okay, it is an inherent capability of a company which it can use to gain strategic advantage over its competitors. Now again, if Tata Motors wants to launch an electric scooter, it has a strategic advantage because it is already in the automobile business. It knows how to produce vehicles. But if suppose a company like, let's say, Reliance, if they want to enter into automobile business, they might not have that strategic advantage as Tata Motors. Both are big companies, because Reliance does not have its own automobile company. So here Tata Motors will have strategic environment over Reliance, because Tata is into that business from centuries. Now I will call it as centuries. Okay, so it is a competitive advantage. Then the next one is weakness. Weakness is something called inherent limitation or constraint. Inherent limitation or constraint. Weakness of a company which creates strategic disadvantage for it. For example, obsolete technology is a weakness for some companies. Shortage of funds is a weakness for some companies. Okay, so if suppose a company who is in this technological space, actually their inherent limitation is the fast changing technology, because if a company like Realme or let's say OnePlus, their strategic, it's inherent limitation or constraint that they are into that kind of a segment where technology keeps changing. So it is a limitation. So if they do not overcome this limitation, then they might lose the sales of its products. And it's a classic example that many companies who were in this technology space lost their sales, lost their market just because they were not able to cope up with this inherent limitation. I just gave you an example of BPL, Onida, Kodak. That weakness became threat because the competitors launched new products and then they captured the market share of their previous companies. They came up with the better versions. That's inherent limitation. The next is opportunities. What is opportunity? An opportunity is a favorable condition. Now remember, in business, whenever one company loses, another company's gain. So what is weakness or threat for one company will actually offer opportunities and strength for another companies. For example, during COVID time, all the online businesses. So yeah, there was a weakness, threat which happened to all the physical businesses because they were shut down. So all the companies who were operating on online mode got a boost. Unacademy got its boost. Byju's got its boost. They did not start during COVID time, but their businesses grew during that time because of the inherent limitation what other companies faced. All the digital payments company, Bheem UPI, Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, their business got a boost. It offered, COVID time offered opportunity for them to actually boost their business. And then the last one is threat. What is threat? Threat is an unfavorable condition. Remember, all these favorable condition, unfavorable condition, they are all impartial between businesses. It is upon the businesses whether they are, how they are reacting. If they are not reacting to the unfavorable condition, if they fall victim to that unfavorable condition, then that threat will become its weakness, or the weakness will become the threat. The weakness, for example, all the, if suppose the companies like Zomato and if the restaurant businesses, so it was not allowed for people to go outside. But when if they do not tap into that opportunity of selling their products through Zomato and Swiggy, then obviously that weakness will become threat because they will lose the market. But if they tap into the opportunity by delivering the food online, because people are not able to come out of their house, then that will turn into an opportunity for them. So that unfavorable condition has to be converted into a favorable condition by taking certain steps. So this SWOT analysis is helpful in formulating. So to study, why do we study the SWOT analysis? So that the business can formulate effective strategies. Effective strategies. Effective strategies so that they can capitalize upon the opportunities and neutralize the threats. So whatever threats are coming, they have to neutralize it, or they have to kind of remove that threat which are faced by an organization. So SWOT analysis is a systematic and logical approach. It is not some guesswork. It is a systematic, and there are analysts in a company who are constantly on work, who are researching on such things. There are market researchers, there are research agencies who are working on that. So it is a systematic and logical approach to understand the environment of any business organization. It helps the firm in matching its strength and weakness. It helps the firms in matching its strength and weakness, and opportunities and threats with each other. and an effective strategy, and they have to frame an effective strategy which enables the firms to capitalize on the environmental opportunities and to neutralize or remove the threats with the help of its strength. So that is what is SWOT analysis. I have given you a lot more examples on SWOT analysis when we did it in the previous class. This was just a recap of what I had done. I hope it's clear.